Hey guys, welcome back. So, red has 11 prayer, more than anyone else right now. Green goes ahead and upgrades their red pyramid from 2 to 3 with Hand of God during the night phase. The third level for red upgrades is really strong with like the Scarab, Weapon of Nith, I think it's called, the +1 strength. But personally, I may have gone with the 3 to 4 in white for some of those economic upgrades. The 5 prayer during the night, the -1 to all prayer costs, that sort of thing. Looks like green is picking up that Scarab. That's going to give him 2 movement and 2 attack, which is really great for balancing out the advantage that red has, but it's not going to do much for blue, so he needs to find some sort of answer there. What is red doing? Red is buying the Blades of Nith. What that does is a plus strength, whether you are attacking or defending, which is why it's a 3 versus the 1 for those two. So it's a very strong card. Looks like blue's getting Holy War. That is going toward what I mentioned before about trying to find ways of gaining prayer without having to spend those prayer points. Now you can, for example, capture a temple during the last phase of the night phase, right? And then just get it from there. You put 3 in the center or the 2 on the sides. That's always a possibility. But that's not something you can assume unless you're like the last person with the last move. So it's nice to have something that will guarantee give you what you need, assuming criteria are met, right? Going back to the Blades real quick, the reason I think it's so great is it's a tiebreaker. Charge and defense, the +1 strength for attack and defense, they cancel each other out. So having that extra tiebreaker is just fantastic. And here we have red demonstrating why having 10 prayer is fantastic. You can get a temporary victory point immediately, and have access to a bunch of really cool abilities. Let's see what blue's doing. Blue is bringing some trouble. So he's bringing 5 units with his snake to go fight 4. So the red just bought the shield. So blue has to have something, a higher card, a DI card, something. Otherwise, this is not going to work. So let's see what happens. Oops, it looks like this is going to be a bounce. Yeah, red had only 4, but that +1 defense really helped out. So because red won, now blue has 2 options. Either be put wherever red wants her to be, the remaining 4 units, or they can choose to instead recall, right? In almost all situations, I would say recall if you do have a force that is weaker than 5 units. Because that becomes easy picking, right? The only reason red was able to win is because blue didn't take an advantage of that defensive power that they then had. So green is now moving. Oh, moves adjacent to red. Interesting. So this is something I don't see used very well. What I think is happening is green is going to try to use one of those pyramids, a level 4, and you can do that if you capture your opponent's pyramid. Not only you get the temporary victory point, but you also get the other thing. You get the ability to use their upgrades. So it's a fantastic way of saying like, I don't even need to bother with that. So good job with red right there, moving the units from the 1 spot to 2, and then they can try to cancel them both out this turn. Basically, give them their units back that they can use back into the unit pool. So let's see. Yep, green is going to move in. Let's see what they move into. Ooh, they're moving into blue. So, yeah, green just got a temporary victory point, and red is summoning units. So, looking at this now, with that 4, even with charge and the blades, that doesn't negate entirely the defensive bonus that green got earlier. So at the moment, it looks like they'll be equal if they play the equal same level cards. And I believe red just played the 4-1. So unless green makes a mistake here, let's see what happens. It looks like green's going to get this one. Yep, green did get it. He played a 3 and a 2 and got the +1 shield, which is great. Red, I think, knew that. Red, I think, knew that and was like, okay, well, at least I'll get some power from that. And then green was smart. He's like, hey, I have a DI card. I'm going to save those and use those just on red to negate it as much as possible. Because that one shield prevented 2 prayer from going to red. Red needs prayer because, you know, otherwise he would have won that fight if he had enough, right? So, yeah, good job on green. So the question is now, what is green going to do with that? The options, for example, like reinforcements, where you get 4 dudes in the night phase. You just place them wherever, as long as you have a troop or it's in your city. That's just great, not only saving you prayer, but also to be able to reinforce spots and make strategies that don't really work too well normally much more effective. For example, if you had it now, those that troop right there in his city, you could just reinforce it and be back in the same spot as before. Sphinx gives the 2 strength and is worth 1 victory point, which is fantastic. And then, of course, Divine Will and Act of God are great. So, what will green buy? The only way we can find this out is by going to our next video. See you in a bit.